Hey everyone, my name is Yusuf Gobran, and I chose my emerging technology to be LiDAR. Specifically, I'll be discussing LiDAR entering the consumer market as it's been around with professional mapping services for a bit. Anyway, let's get into it. First, we'll go over what LiDAR is, then I will briefly discuss the limited but useful current applications of the technology. I will then go over why I believe this technology is going to fundamentally change multiple storytelling fields as well as everyday life. Finally, I will close with some thoughts I had about its application as relating to wellness in this health-conscious time we live in. Let's get started. LiDAR stands for Light Detection and Ranging. It works by sending lasers out through one of the cameras you see here and measuring the time it takes for those lasers to reflect off of objects in the environment and back to the other camera. By doing this at nanosecond speed, it's able to gather roughly 1 billion points a second and generate a fairly accurate 3D map of its surrounding area. You can see a visualization of what that might look like to your device on the slide. Currently, there's a fairly limited utilization of this technology's potential. Hot Lava is a mobile game that uses LiDAR technology to project the game world onto the current environment the player is occupying with tremendous accuracy. Some apps like Amazon and IKEA Place use LiDAR to enhance their furniture test drive ability by allowing customers to see how furniture looks in their current environment. Now for potential uses in gaming first. Minecraft is the first and only big-name game that has released an AR version that takes advantage of the LiDAR scanner. Looking at the video, even I would want to try that, and I've never really been a huge fan of Minecraft. The experience unlocks an entirely new view and allows players to try the game in a way they never have before. A potential use I see coming from this technology is with some optimization, the device will be able to track the motion of a moving object in the frame. Whether that's your hands controlling your character's hands or someone's full body controlling their character's body, I think this will unlock some new and exciting avenues to tell stories with games. Another idea I had is a Rube Goldberg app. I think a Rube Goldberg app that takes advantage of the LiDAR scanner to have people create Rube Goldberg experiments in their actual environment would be a great use of the technology. In addition, another idea I had would be Hot Wheels. When I was young, I used to collect a lot of these small Hot Wheel cars. They're probably sitting in a box somewhere now. If those became digitalized and I could race them against a friend on an AR track, I think that would be another really cool use of the technology for gaming. The other huge benefit for storytelling I see coming from LiDAR is in film, particularly visual effects. Currently, the visual effects workflow is ineffective for a lot of independent and small-time content creators, sometimes requiring hours upon hours of generating and verifying 3D data across each frame of a movie. They do this to help the computer understand where the ground, sky, and different foreground and background elements are in relation to each other and the subject. And as you can see, it doesn't look fun. LiDAR would revolutionize that process, at least in professionals who use mobile cameras, which is becoming an increasingly common demographic with how advanced smartphone cameras are getting. By having the same device gather the raw footage, a 3D map of the environment it's filming, and its own position in that 3D space using the accelerometer and gyroscope, the barriers to entry for amateur visual effects artists will shrink. To wrap up, while working on my presentation, I had some thoughts for LiDAR as it applies to the current day we live in. LiDAR will allow many professionals, from interior designers, landscapers, to architects and set designers, to do their work remotely with 3D mapping. When those maps become shareable, an interior designer will be able to experience in augmented reality a home that can be across the world, minimizing travel and social contact. Thank you for listening. I guess I'll be taking some questions now. Thanks again.